740, Big 550, KTRS. Kathy Helbig is with us from the Kathy Helbig Group. She's a real estate expert as well as an expert you see on KSDK Channel 5, KathyHelbigGroup.com. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning, everybody.
Big news this weekend. One, you've been promoting your new app, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
News that Zillow and Trilio are merging to be one big, giant real estate app. What are your thoughts as you sit and watch the real estate landscape?
Well, it's huge. It's a $3.5 billion acquisition that happened this week. And with anything, when you take away competition, it's not really a good thing.
Right.
So
your app, let's talk about your app because it's something new, and I've been on it. It's fantastic. It's great. And I'm not just saying this because you're here because I've been saying this for a while now. You go to Zillow, and their information is not it's not up to date, and it's wrong lots of times. Right.
The data, you just can't keep up on the data when you're dealing at a national level versus the local level. And that's the problem with Zillow and Trulia is that the consumer thinks it's such a great avenue to receive information, and it's a starting point, but it just really isn't accurate. And there's all kinds of data on there. There's inventory that isn't really available.
Right. There's
pricing that's wrong. There's Zestimates that are wrong. And it really just confuses the consumer. And now with this big merger, everybody's kind of in an uproar. If you think real estate commissions are going to go down, think again, because they're going to be jacking the prices up for us to market.
Right.
And it's kind of a love-hate with these companies because, you feel like you got to be on there because the consumers are there, but yet you're supporting them, providing bad information. So we're starting to see a huge backlash of brokers pulling their feeds back. So you're going to see more and more and more less available data. All of the listings are not on there because if the brokers aren't participating, they're not providing their property. They're kind of poaching our information. They use our professional photography.
Right.
They use our marketing. They use our language. They use our listings, and then they turn around and sell things back to us.
Right. Let's talk about that Zestimate for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen, just in my own house or people I know who's bought houses, and I've looked at those things, and they are just they're not just off, they're wildly off and just blatantly flat out wrong.
Right. They're just all over the board. So you never know. You look at one and it can be kind of close because it's easier to do a Zestimate if you're talking about an area that is, a block of the same type of homes and there's 3 different styles of 2 stories and 2 different styles of ranch and there's been 25 sales. Then, you can kind of get a little bit closer estimate. But you get a unique piece of property, and they're just pulling in a bird's eye view of what's happening around it, and it's not accurate.
And also the stuff that's not up to date. I'm sure you probably have clients, I see this house on Trulia, or here's a list of 4 houses that I want to look at.
Right.
Which have probably already been sold.
And half the time they're not there, and then the consumer questions you and thinks, well, we don't know what we're talking about because it's on Zillow and Trulia, the Bible, which it's not the Bible, the MLS is, and that's why our app is fantastic because it's looping in the local MLS here in St. Louis.
Talk about your app for a second because you went out and you created and developed your own app the right way. Talk about that for a second.
Right, and it's not just for me. It's available nationwide for other agents. It's appstarmedia.com, and I'm utilizing it for myself in St. Louis. So it has all of the local information of the St. Louis MLS, which has accuracy up to every 15 minutes. It can update. And additionally, I can communicate with my consumer by having custom fields on that where I can provide community information and really make it local where you're just not going to get that with the big syndicators.
Right. So I can go to your app and I can type in whatever I want and sort of get a listing over and sort of get some...
You can find listings around you, sit there with the geo mapping and hit the button and say homes for sale around me, and it'll pull everything up on a map.
Right.
You can put in specific search criteria, just like you do on any of the other search engines.
Yeah, it's really...
And it's also, your photo's adorable.
Oh, thank you.
It has like an animated version of Kathy. Yeah.
Really interesting stuff. And technology, again, if used the right way, can be great. If used the wrong way, can be a disaster.
Absolutely.
KathyHelbigGroup.com is the website, 314-276-SOLD. 17 years in the business. You have a full team, co-owner of Keller Williams Realty West, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, St. Louis City. You name it, you can find it for us. And don't forget the app. How do we get the app?
Apple and iTunes, and also Google Play.
Google Play. Just search the App Store and
Kathy
download
Helbig
it.
Group.
Just as simple as that. KathyHelbigGroup.com.
You got it.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You got it. 7:45. Big 550.